Oh, no.
Oh. There's a lead-in.
Off to a good start.
Yeah. Cracking them open.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere, right?
A little bit past that here in Columbus.
Yeah.
But welcome to Shuffle, a Polo cast. Today we have a special guest. It's actually not with us today. They are out of state and on Skype.
Yeah.
But
The future is here.
We're doing big things.
yes, this is a proof of concept that Skype calls can work. Go ahead and introduce yourself, special guest.
Hey there, it's me, Kaleb Trujillo.
What's your real name right now? Let's just get this out of the way so nobody's confused for the rest of this interview.
I don't know. Do you want to call me Dr.Polo?
Yeah,
or?
I think
Dr.
that's a good nickname for you.
Self-proclaimed, I
Yeah,
think.
because you gave yourself that name.
I know, it's
So
pretty embarrassing.
we'll talk about that later, but yeah, so we got you on the Skype now, all the way from Michigan.
So we got Kaleb, Dr. Polo here. Who else is here? Who are we?
Oh,
Do we even know who we
Paul
are?
and Willis.
Nobody's.
Wow. So
It's coming in strong.
what's funny is we could mute him at any time and just finish this out on our own, and he would think that he was in this episode, and then when we post it, he just wouldn't be.
He's like, oh, yes, guys, get a group of people around. Listen to this. Oh.
Oh,
He's not in there.
But yeah, this is probably gonna
No,
be.
thank you very much for having me, though.
Yeah.
I really appreciate the
Oh,
opportunity. You guys
thanks
are
for
I've
waiting
listened to, like,
and
every episode,
dealing
so-
with us.
Well,
What's
look
that?
at
Thanks for waiting and dealing with us.
Oh.
You got to see sound check and everything.
Yeah,
Well, I figured, Polo time, Polo podcast, it's all about the same.
yeah.
Yep.
Plus, it's actually interesting because usually right before we start an episode, it's a lot more vulgar than it was today. So you actually got like the bummer version of us because usually there's a lot of weird shit that happens like literally the minute leading up to when we push the like record button. Like
We've been talking about recording that and using
Oh.
it, having that once the website's up, having that as like bonus footage.
because it's just strange.
Donate
and
a
weird.
couple bucks to the podcast, and you get to hear all this other shit.
It's weird.
Yeah,
It's
we lose
weird
all of our
shit.
friends.
Oh,
though.
for sure. But yeah, what do we got? What do we got today?
Today we have
Paul.
Kaleb, or sorry, Dr. Polo, and we're going to chat with him a little bit. We've got some questions as usual. Our Kaleb Christensen
That's
will be throwing those questions out for
I'm
Dr.
glad-
Polo to field.
I'm glad you reminded
other-
me. I'm gonna
other
pull
Caleb.
those up. Yeah, we're probably gonna call you Dr. Polo or the other white Caleb, because those were some interesting.
I like the other white Kaleb.
I do
That's
too.
my favorite one.
It's funny because
It's like pork, the other white meat, but it's Kaleb.
Yeah,
When you're talking to him, it's Dr. Polo. When you're talking about him, it's the other white Kaleb.
yeah.
That makes sense.
So, I think you want to just go straight into this little interview really quick
let's
Yeah.
do
before
this.
like the computer falls
Well, before
apart or
that,
something happens.
Where can they reach us, Paul?
Oh yeah,
Yes, we blew past that. The Shuffle Polocast at gmail.com. That's our email.
Please send emails.
Really?
Oh,
You can
actually, yeah,
tweet
really.
at me.
What?
You
Sorry.
can tweet at me at Kaleb True.
Get the fuck
or
out of here!
Instagram,
What?
Kaleb True.
Nobody,
No.
get out of here!
He's got to shout out his
Fucking-
stuff.
Anyway,
We'll put it in the YouTube comments.
Yeah. Oh my
or the
god.
description.
I appreciate it.
Anyway, actually, I got a message from the last episode. It was from one of the New York guys.
Oh,
He said that he thought that our last episode was pretty interesting, talking about the like stuff regarding the fencing shit that we talked about a little bit.
Yeah, your fencing
Um,
career.
Yeah. So if you didn't listen to the last episode, it's weird. There's a lot of weird shit that's not
It's
about
not
polo.
weird.
It's all
It
about
is-
you.
It's all about you.
Yeah, for me, that's weird.
No.
Anyway, there's a lot of stuff that's not really about polo in that one, but it's I don't know, it's fun. You should listen to it. Make me feel good. So, anyway, we didn't get any emails though.
We just got that message.
Fucking send us emails, or I'm gonna come to your club and shoot icy balls at you.
Ah.
Not really. I'm not
Polo
going anywhere.
balls or your actual balls?
I mean, fucking Willis. They're not cold.
I don't
Anyway, yeah. So we're gonna interview you now. Are you ready?
Yeah.
You think
I'm
you can
ready.
handle
know.
this?
You're on the hot seat.
I already sent you a copy of the questions, so I think you're pretty well prepared.
Did you really send him
I
a
have
copy?
answers for all of them.
Put the note cards away, please.
Yeah, exactly. Show me your hands. Yeah. So first off, what club are you from? Like, where did you start playing polo?
Oh gosh. So I started in Lafayette, Indiana.
Nice.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, yeah. Um, and yeah, I mean, you probably want my polo origin story, right?
I mean, we can run with that too. We can do
We'll
it.
be
I
asking
mean,
the
it's
questions,
like
sir?
so many other people. I
Yeah.
was like really into hockey growing up,
Nice.
and
Hell
I grew up
yeah.
in Colorado actually, and my my dad would take me mountain biking all the time. So when I like one day I was walking across the campus at Purdue, and I came across these players who were on bikes and hitting a ball around, and I was like, "What the hell is this?" And it turned out to be
Bike stick ball.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
And anyway, I went and tried it out, and like instantly fell in love because it was like my two favorite sports just had a baby, and it was. uh, yeah, I got hooked like right away, and like started playing on my commuter. I had like a single speed fixed Bianchi with drop bars
Hell yeah.
Oh.
that I played on for like the first year of polo.
Oh, a whole year?
Yeah, pretty
Damn.
much. I mean, what was horrible about it was like, polo's pretty rough on commuter bikes. So,
Yeah, for sure.
and my car wasn't really great. So anytime I like hurt myself in polo or hurt my bike, like I'd have to wait to save up money to buy like the replacement parts to be able to commute to campus every day. So it was like a really big motivation to get like a true polo bike.
Mm.
And actually, Indiana was a really cool place to be like at that time. It was probably like 2010.
Nice.
And like they had just like, I think it was the week I started, they had just had the first annual state championship. So the polo players were like all stoked about it. And I think our team got like third or fourth in Lafayette.
Nice.
So you started when I started. You started about
Yeah,
the same time I
probably,
started, yeah. You in Lafayette and me in Columbus.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
how many years are you in right now?
I'm just past like 5 years, I guess.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
The math checks out.
Cool. Yeah, I know.
I did it in my head.
Dr. Polo can count. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, what was cool about it was like we had this like perfectly enclosed area on campus, and we had to compete with like all these other clubs to play on it, which really sucked. I mean, there was like indoor soccer, indoor cricket, which I didn't know.
Oh,
Cricket.
Yeah, we fucked
then, like,
those fucking
Quidditch
cricket
players
people.
played like right next to us, so it was
Whoa,
like
whoa,
the
whoa, whoa,
weirdest
wait. What was after cricket?
Quidditch.
Oh, fucking hell.
Whoa, you had to compete with Quidditch?
Well, they didn't play on our court, but they were like right next to it. the
Oh,
whole time.
okay.
So it was like, you didn't want to be around when they were doing their thing.
I feel like bike polo players could be sweet at Quidditch on bikes. We could probably
Oh, yeah.
fucking
We
slay
can do Quidditch on bikes.
for sure.
But competing with actual Quidditch players, people trying to actually play
Whatever.
Quidditch, no.
Shit's weird. And no, we have to deal with cricket players in Columbus, and it's the fucking worst.
They're actually probably the best of the worst, though.
No, they're not. I don't know how many times we've had them just walk onto the court while we're in the middle of a game.
Oh, I guess I'm thinking last time they just came up and said, "Oh, that's cool. I guess we're not playing."
No,
tonight."
dude, they'll stand by the gate for hours waiting for us to leave.
So
So
they don't
really?
sit, they just
Yeah,
stand and
They just
stare.
stand there and they'll like slowly keep walking closer and closer to the gate until we do that. But yeah, the court that you're talking about kind of reminds us of Lane and High.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we used to have to fight with. It seems like more people at Lane and High because it was more of a popular place. But
Yeah.
that's what that brings to mind when you're talking about that court.
It was our original court.
Yeah, we were on campus, which was awesome because we could just like yell at people and get fresh players.
Yeah.
But then like nobody stuck around, and then the campus ended up tearing down the court.
Oh.
Like,
Same.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
literally
Yep.
what happened to us.
It
Same
was
shit.
ridiculous. So we had to like relocate to this like essentially it's like a really crappy roller hockey area
Same.
that was totally neglected, and we've been playing there pretty much. But they resurfaced it like 2 years ago, and they have lights, so it's like a really good place to play. But did you all come to Riverside? Did you ever come to that tournament?
I've never been there. I've always wanted to come and play at it because that was one of the first polo videos I ever saw on YouTube. Was somebody had put down something for the Riverside tournament, and actually a Big John from Columbus, when you watch that video, is in the background.
Yeah.
But yeah, I always you guys rented. Did you guys rent that area, or is that the actual court you guys played on?
So at the time, we could only rent it every once in a while, and it was like, like $100 a day. So it was a great deal for a tournament.
Holy shit.
They charge
Yeah,
us
it was
three.
crazy, and it's like rounded boards, plexiglass, perfectly smooth surface,
Yeah.
like unbelievably smooth, beautiful. Like Tiff says, it's like the best surface in the world, and at the time, like that video, we had the Beaver Boys come down, and they were saying it was like the best court they've ever played on. Like I didn't even know who the Beaver Boys were until that weekend, and it was like, what?
Oh,
the
look at
hell
these guys
is
with
going-
matching shirts. That's
Yeah.
novel.
Right, and anyway, that guy who shot that video, his name's Kevin. He was actually doing some contract work for ESPN on the side, and so like we got this like great sports film filmographer, I guess you would call it, to shoot that, and he did an awesome job.
Oh, it looks
And,
great.
yeah, I mean, it put Lafayette on the map. Like we were like a nobody club, and then all of a sudden, like people were talking about that tournament. But the thing is that what really made that tournament was actually the after party.
Oh gosh, that's something you're good at.
Yeah, well, I learned from the best.
Sorry.
But, like, because it's a one-day tournament, like people would go hard and then like just go crazy at night.
Where would you
Yeah.
guys have the after party at?
Almost always it was at this place called the Black Sparrow, and for whatever reason, just so fortunate that one of my good friends, Captain Dangerous, would always be DJing, and he was like this guy who does like old vinyls and disco and funk, and we would just shut the place down, and like every year it escalated with like a more intense story. I think one of the last years we had it ended with like one of the Milwaukee guys punching out the manager
Oh,
and giving him a
shit.
black eye, like in the back of the bar, and then them kicking us all out.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That sounds like a party where from the club you come from.
Oh
That
yeah,
that sounds about
Well,
right.
what's crazy is like it's such a stupid town for like there's like two bars that most people go to, so it's like there's not much to do. But when people from out of town come, it's like it turns the place upside down. Like it is ridiculous. And like each time we've had the tournament, it just gets like crazier and crazier. And I know like one of the Milwaukee players, I keep hearing stories about this tournament. Like one of the Milwaukee players, like I guess, ate a bunch of mushrooms and threw up all over the front of this bar, the same bar that we go to every year, and then like started picking up the mushrooms and
Oh
eating.
my
them.
god.
They still let you in every year.
Yeah, well, like
This-
the second
Maybe
year,
this year will be different.
Yeah. Holy shit. That sounds
yeah,
crazy.
the second year it was ridiculous. Like again, the DJ was playing, and like Dillman and I started like taking people's shirts off, and it turned into like a chain of everybody taking their clothes off. And so it was like 2:30 in the morning. We're all dancing like half naked, and finally they like turn on the lights and kick everybody out, and like it was just
Jesus, we just
hilarious.
take-
Like
In Columbus, we
man.
just take people to a house and say,
Yeah.
here's some beer.
Like, here you go.
We're boring.
Yeah.
oh man,
That's fucking nuts. But yeah, no, actually, that's interesting because the one-day tournament thing where everybody gets crazy, that seems like what happened at our Equinox.
oh
Where
yeah,
like
that
it
was
got super. Our tournament got rained out at like 1:00, and then everyone finally made it to the party spot by like 3 or 4:00, and people were playing Thunderstruck even before that.
I went
Yeah,
home, went to sleep.
bad.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah. That's how you got your nickname. Was at that
I
party?
know, yeah.
'Cause
3
we
games of Thunderstruck in one day.
One
Because
day, 1 hour.
we had when did we make the bet? Because we have a bet going, and I
I
can't.
think that must have been last year, actually.
Yeah, it
right?
definitely was. It was the first time we met. I'm pretty sure it was when the bet came out.
What was
But,
the bet?
The monstrosity.
I think so. It might have been last monstrosity that we made a bet that whoever was the highest finishing Kaleb got to like give the other one a nickname so we wouldn't
Yeah.
be confused for the next however long we would run into each other, and then the next whoever finished higher got the nickname, and then you could go back to being called Kaleb or whatever. And at Equinox because we had played around with the idea, but it never really stuck until Equinox. I was trying to think of a good name for you, and you gave yourself your own name, Dr. Polo. You did that one to yourself, which is
My gosh! I was like, as soon as it's like one of those things where you like see the words starting to come out of your mouth, and you like try and grab them back in and put
and I think it's perfect because I couldn't think of anything that was just like that was actually really that good, and I think you gave yourself the perfect name, and I was like, shit, that's perfect. You know what? I couldn't have done it better myself. I'm gonna just call you that from now on.
Well, so I mean, what was happening before that was like we poke fighted for the name, right?
That's what I remember the poke fight.
Yeah, because we tried to poke fight a bunch of times during the weekend, and they were all inside because we weren't. So
that last one, you had like an amazing move. Like we were poke fighting, and then like I thought I had you because like for the listener, it looked like I was like bear hugging him from behind. But it had control over.
Oh, that's right. I remember this.
And I was like about to bring it into your leg. And then all of a sudden you like just run with it and you take it and you go underneath in between your legs and you poke the back of my thigh.
I poked him in the thigh.
Wow.
I felt really good about that. Actually, if you listen to the last episode, it's fencing. If you fence, you can poke fight. Unless you're poke fighting what's her face from Cincinnati. And she'll fucking Elise from Cincinnati. She'll fuck you up. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
but yeah,
Alan from Cincy taught me how to poke fight at Monstrosity, and like he was showing me all kinds of moves. That it was like this is a rough sport.
Yeah,
and I heard like he like actually chipped somebody's teeth recently or something. He's breaking people with poke fighting.
That's scary. But because you had to poke fight for Party of the Week award at Three-Way, not Monstrosity. The one that was
Party Award.
Yeah. That was exciting watching you.
Well, yeah, we did a shotgun duel and then a double poke fight.
Yeah, that's
that's how every tournament should end.
It's really true. Like I feel like any for fun tournament at least should end with like a 3-on-3 poke fight, some kind of interesting thing. You don't think that would be exciting, Paul? You're just shrugging.
Yeah, sure.
I think that's how Worlds is doing it. That's how the championship in Worlds is. They're not even going to play polo. This is a poke fight.
Yeah,
that would be fun.
Live stream that shit.
So what was the last tournament you went to? Or actually, wait a second. You never figured out. You never told us where you're playing polo right now.
Oh yeah, I'm in Lansing now.
Yeah.
So I'm in Michigan polo now. It's a lot of fun. This club is like, it's kind of like reliving the origin stories because like when I got here, everything was DIY.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that right after you moved when I saw you at I think it was the Three-Way, and we were talking.
Like a lot of people have just dumpster bikes, and they were like building with gas piping and ski poles.
Classic.
Whoa, how long ago did you get there?
March.
Oh shit!
See, that's actually kind of an interesting thing because like
it's like a time capsule.
Like countries, like they're developing differently. For like our club in Columbus, I think we all run manufactured mallets and almost all polo-specific frames.
Yeah.
But to see another club that is coming to the same tournaments, like it's the same year, it's 2015, and they're like got PVC or even PVC pipe like.
Did you pull up Fixed Craft and their minds went?
Yeah, actually, like you show them one of these mallets and they're like, "Whoa."
That's awesome.
I didn't even have my Joust back then, but even the Milwaukee bike, they were just like, whoa, this is so much better. Like, they didn't consider that you could get like a really low ratio.
Everyone's doing slow motion stuff.
So it was really endearing actually, because like, they playing it for the fun of it, and they never went to a competition. They didn't even know about NAH rules.
Wow.
Which is like mind blowing.
This is some like
other people that
detached tribe you found.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so strange.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Though.
So I was talking to Adam Say when I like first moved there, because I would go down to play with him and when he lived in Ann Arbor, and he called it like the Polo Abyss, because their club, I think we were doing some research. I think their club has been around since like 2007, which makes it like one of the oldest clubs in the like Midwest area.
That's crazy.
Holy
and yet,
crap.
like the first players to go to tournaments have been this year.
Yeah, I know.
That's
because
awesome.
you were. I've been seeing some of those people, and I came up to play in Detroit for one day.
Yeah.
And I ran into you there, and when I was like, "Oh, hey, that's Kaleb," you smashed into one of your little one of your little dudes. So that was a very exciting.
That was pretty bad. I malleted him hard.
I walk
And
up to the court.
Totally, the thing about the courts at Detroit is that, all right, we should take some time to talk about how awesome those are.
Yeah,
but
they're fucking awesome.
Their surface is like not forgiving at all.
No.
And my buddy Josh, like I totally malleted him. It was like the last game of the day, so I'm like weak and tired and just wanting to get the ball away from him. And he just ate it so hard and like split the top of his eyebrow all the way.
And this is 5 minutes after I got there. Like I walked up and was like looking around and was like, "Who's here? Do I know anybody?" And I was like, "That's Kaleb." Boom, and like the dude crashes, and I'm like, "Oh shit, that was gnarly." And he gets up and is just bleeding.
There who's like insisting that he goes to the hospital and get stitches. And she like just won't stop. And she's like making me like hold ice packs and compress it for him.
It was like the most legit polo nursing I've ever seen. Like it was interesting. Just to roll up and to see that happen was crazy. But the Detroit stuff is super awesome. Their court is sweet, and like I'm pretty sure from talking to people, their like bike culture there is super awesome too. Like that
the
slow
bike culture on Detroit
that slow roll thing or whatever.
Yeah,
where they have like a group ride and they're like, yeah, we'll have like 3,000 people come out.
People coming into the city too to do it.
Yeah,
not just the people in the city.
Yeah, Lansing usually we get a carpool of our bike party goes out to there every time they have a slow roll. So, I mean, it's like a huge deal. Also, the guy who's running it is like going on tour. They had some partnership with like Apple, I think, or something.
Yeah,
God, that's nuts.
Yep.
So I mean, like they're getting sponsorships like thrown at them, and a lot of that's like carrying over to the Detroit Bike Polo. Like,
yeah,
they're just milking it for everything.
Yeah,
when
I was there, they were talking about throwing a tournament that I think is already passed now and they're talking about like, yeah, we'll be able to get like helmets from Burn, and we'll probably get like a pure fixed bike. Just like I'm like.
Yeah,
I'm like, we can't get shit here. We need to
I'm pretty sure that's
a
tournament that they threw together and we're just sort of like, oh, it's now. And there was a lot of people that wanted to go that it was just such short notice. But whether it's a tournament or pickup, I would love to go to Detroit for a couple of days.
It's one of those things where it's like they're also like a brand new club. Like they've only been around like 5 months now or so. So again, they have no idea what podium is. They don't like they were just figuring it. They have like a dedicated ref there who's like knows the.
Yeah, we heard about that.
That's
like
so cool.
Dedicated ref for pickup would be pretty sweet.
Yeah. That'd be nuts.
Well, what I love about them is like they always bring like fireworks and smoke grenades so that
I saw that video
entrances when people come out on the polo court. And it reminds me of like watching a WWE growing up. Like it's like everybody's like cheering and
God, we gotta get up there.
I know the video that I remember seeing that on is like it's Necrelli riding into the court and then cardboard right behind him and he tries to do a sick endo and just fucks it up. So I was like, I want to do that. Why don't we do that? Like I remember like coming to polo on the Tuesday after I saw that video and being like, guys, we're fucking it up. We need to step this shit up because we just roll onto the court boring and just hang out, do boring shit. We don't have a referee.
Nope.
I heard they have like food trucks that come and do stuff. And
they'll have like 20 to 30 spectators just hanging out watching polo and like drinking and and eating tacos.
That's one of the other things that I noticed is when I got there was like equal numbers because you were there. I mean, there were like equal numbers of polo players and just people hanging out, and I was like, this is amazing. Like this is crazy. But yeah, and then we've talked about their club before, and that's one of the reasons why I really wanted to go. But like they're in a good place. That's like gonna be a definitely like a strong club.
I mean, it's huge though. You get really tired playing on that because it's
you
have to do 4v4, otherwise
dodge.
That's true. But we have in Columbus we have an Olympic size like court, and I was talking to one of the guys who like. I don't remember what his name is, and I'm pissed that I don't. But he's like the head guy for that club, and I was telling him, I was like, dude, this court is big, but our court that's like a dedicated hockey court is fucking bigger. Like that we don't even play there because it's just insane. Like on a joust, you'll watch people take off, and then they'll just like give up. They'll just give up.
And they're getting there, and they're getting there.
And you're like, oh,
they just got
to the blue line, and there's the joust, and you're just like, wow, that was so. Like, I feel like with our court is so big that you'd have to play 5-on-5.
I think
But-
we did actually. I remember playing
Yeah.
5v5 there. It was a party.
So, like, their court is awesome. The only thing is that the ground there, and I remember because I got on the court for like 5 minutes because I got there right as Polo was ending. Their court is like the roughest court I've ever been on, like, because it's made for having ice on it.
Oh,
So it
okay,
just
yeah.
eats your mallet. Like, I
Yeah.
took one shot and was like, holy shit. Like, so Fixed Craft needs to hook them up because they're going to go through mallet heads
Yeah,
like
they're gonna do a lot.
crazy. But
They got a sponsorship through New Belgium, of all things.
what the God.
Jeez.
I know, it's like,
Do we have any sponsors
whenever
in
I talk to
Columbus?
them, I'm like, we're doing it.
I told Peter and David a long time ago, and I'm sure they would do it through Paradise Garage, the bike shop. Pabst wanted to sponsor. Not only they wanted to sponsor Peter and David's team,
Oh,
but they wanted to
man.
sponsor the club, and just there was no
Mhm.
follow through.
We
Oh,
dropped the
man.
ball.
We're going to
I don't
fire
know.
them. They're fired.
No, I don't know if it was their follow through or my follow through or PG's
Nope.
follow through.
It doesn't matter. Peter
don't
and
know. It
David
might
got
be my
fired.
fault.
Yeah, it might be my fault. I don't know.
Willis,
But
you're
no,
fired
no,
too.
they made the offer, and I let them know, and then nothing ever happened with it. But
Well, I would be super into getting some sponsors. We don't, as on the podcast, we have no sponsors. As a club, we have no sponsors. I mean, we have like we'll like go to people before tournaments and stuff, but I want some power hitters that like carry some weight.
yeah, if we can get them outside of Columbus, Columbus bike polo is sort of the redheaded stepchild compared to bike racing in Columbus.
Yeah, it's true. People love that bike racing shit here. But I don't know. What else is there? What was the last tournament you went to, Dr. Polo?
Oh, yeah. Well, I caught the tail end of Halamim. I was actually in Pittsburgh that weekend, but I like drove back to catch like the last maybe 2 hours of it.
Nice. I was supposed to go to that. How was it?
Oh, I mean, it's Halamim. It was crazy and fun. I missed most of the fun part, which is the party and the karaoke.
Yeah, I was
Which
about to say that
renowned
seems
for-
right up your
But-
alley.
Yeah, I love the Grand Rapids Club. They're so cool. But yeah, the last one I played in was actually Indiana State Championships. They allowed me to play one last one because I had technically lived there long enough last year to be a part of it.
That's cool. Yeah, I've heard about that tournament because like we have Travis in our club
Yeah.
now, and he's from in there. In that
His
Indiana
name's on
zone.
there, like the trophy a ton. I think he's won it like.
Oh yeah,
Tree-
he was with Tree City. They won it, I think, 3 or 4 years running or something like that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, not that many, but quite a few.
Ooh.
I don't know. It was a few. I don't know his past
But
life.
yeah, because that tournament pays for their like insurance stuff, right?
Well, yeah. I think they made enough this year from all the. I mean, they did a lot of tournaments when you think about it. Like
Yeah,
they had their bench brawl, they had their masters, they had Slady Hawkins. They
that tournament
had
was fucking awesome.
yeah.
That fucking Slady
Um,
Hawkins.
Yeah, I'm doing slides
I
next year.
really wanted to go to that.
I was kind of surprised that I didn't see you there. I was kind of bummed. No
Yeah.
no poke fighting.
So Elise, who might be listening, she asked me to be there, and
Dude, you should have played with her. She
I
fucking
should have, and it
slayed.
would have been awesome. But that was like the only weekend my girlfriend could come visit me.
Oh,
in
whatever.
Lansing.
Sorry.
So
You made the right
You know-
choice, sir. You
Whatever.
made the
What's
right
that?
choice. You made the right choice.
I tell myself that.
Polo is the only woman for you and for all of us.
Dating, it just kills your polo
Dude,
career.
it's really
But,
true. It shatters your life into like multiple pieces. You have like Polo you, girlfriend you.
Polo don't keep you warm at night.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
does.
No, it don't.
Have you ever
What are you
cuddled
gonna
with
do
your
during
polo
the
bike?
winter?
I
Cuddle.
have.
Hopefully try to stay warm. We shovel in Columbus.
When I got Bria that first night, she slept in bed. There's a picture of it on my Instagram of Bria tucked
Who's
up
Bria?
in bed. My
Is this
polo
your bike?
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know you named
Ah.
that thing.
Yeah, I named her the night I got her.
I've never heard you call. Interesting.
I call her that all the time.
New shit
So do you
comes
all
up.
name your bikes?
Nope.
It depends.
Ooh.
All
what's it called?
my bikes have names. Yes, I am that guy. All my bikes have names.
Some of my bikes have names. Like the I talked about this last time. The bike that I was riding before my Lightfoot is named the Bastard Bike because it's a fucking bastard. It's always broken and there's always some shit wrong with it. And then I think that's it. That's the only bike that I've actually named. I have a track bike that I named, but I don't want to talk about that because it's silly.
Dr. Polo, you name your bike?
No, I think I'd just call my joust like the White Stallion or
I was
something
about to
like
say
that.
it's
Call
like
it
I was about to say the White Knight, White Lightning,
Nurse Polo.
something.
It's your nurse.
But it's cool. I
You're the
mean, it's like
doctor.
white horses are supposed to be this like symbolic mythical creature. So yeah, I could get into that. Like,
Oh, man.
That's so crazy. Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
Dr. Polo.
Oh, Dr. Polo, you're so silly. I really, really hope that sticks. 'Cause like, if that name were to just like stick with you, even
man.
if you win, you finish higher than me at a tournament, and I get stuck with some shitty nickname, I'm still okay with people, even a select few people, calling you Dr. Polo.
I think I'm gonna call it like if I get to pick your name, I'm gonna call you Pouty or Pouty Face.
I know you were calling me that, and I was pissed. I was like, "You want to see me pout? I'll show you pouty." But
It's like every time I like saw you at NAs, I was like, "So how you doing? Like, how was your last
Dude,
game?"
we
And
were-
you just, I don't want to talk about it.
dude, we were having a rough weekend. Plus, because you played up through the wild card, you know what it was like.
Dude, all right,
It
that
was
was like
rough.
the toughest thing ever. It's like you play a qualifying tournament only to be placed into like
The bottom slot.
the
Oh.
bottom slot of all the best players in the whole like three
Yeah.
countries that are in this continent. And
Yeah,
it's like, what the heck, you know?
it was rough, and I'm glad that you can like testify to that because
Oh man,
it was fucking hard. Like day one,
like
you
I
play
kind of
like
half wish I didn't make it into that thing because it was just like, I mean, our team did great. I'm really proud of us.
yeah,
but
you guys played
it was
really
a
really
beating.
well.
It was brutal.
Yeah, because I remember like the first day, like we finished. You finished one above us, I think, and after we qualified, they were like, "Now you guys have to play," and we were like, "Are we both qualified?" And they were like, "Yeah," and we were like, "Then we don't want to do it. We're done. I want to go to sleep. I'm so fucking tired."
Yeah, I mean,
So-
you played like 11 games. I think we did 10.
Yeah, we played 11,
tough.
and then the way you wake up the next day and you're like, "Oh, let's fucking do it again."
Now it's time to really get beat on.
Yeah, right.
It's true, but yeah, that was a crazy tournament.
I mean, so the whole purpose I went for the wild card was like to play out of region teams.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I can honestly say I got to do that, and it was a lot of fun.
yeah.
Like,
I think
I learned so much and so many different strategies and stuff.
yeah, it's true. Plus, I just love playing in Lexington. Like,
Yeah.
you
Oh,
gotta
beautiful.
you gotta
The Polo
wonder
Palace?
if fucking Adam Say and Chris Evans are gonna move there. Maybe there's a reason why, but
Yeah, it's the polo capital of the
of
Heartland.
yeah, it's really true. Let's see. What kind of what's your favorite polo memory? Like, do you have anything that's like that specifically, other than like throwing up mushrooms or throwing up in bathtubs or
I didn't do that.
you
No,
know.
that wasn't me.
do you have any like specific ones that are like your favorite?
I think I think about this a lot actually. I think Monstrosity was probably the funnest, craziest, most memorable weekend.
That's the
ever.
one with
Like,
the toast patch, right? The year that they gave out the toast patch.
Monstrosity
Seven?
six or
I
seven?
think it was
can't-
7. Yeah, because that's the one
Oh,
that was the
you're
first
right.
one that I went to.
Yeah, you went there too.
Yeah, but
That was like the craziest weekend, and I think I just it was like a lot of work. Like it was one of those things where it wasn't a bike polo tournament. It was like a weekend of riding bikes drunk and totally messed up the whole weekend.
because was
And,
that the one where it like rained really hard and
Yeah.
yeah? Because
So-
see, I got to that tournament on Sunday morning. I had to work, so I got there late, so I didn't
yeah.
get rained on and didn't have to do the bike ride
Oh,
or
man.
anything. But I
You
heard
missed
stories.
the best part. So like, that day we played tournament, and then of course Monstrosity is not about bike polo. So it's run by this group called the Mosh and Brew Cycle Crew. And they're like founders all have their birthday fall on the same weekend.
Oh fuck!
And they're like this like crusty bike gang that also loves metal and to party. I love them to death.
Yeah,
They're
we have a crew like that in
There's
Columbus.
the Righteous Mothers here in
Yeah.
Columbus, and then the Tall Boys in Cleveland.
Yeah,
Yeah, so they ride a lot of tall bikes, and
Yeah.
Anyway, so they were like, "Yeah, well, we can incorporate the bike polo event into it," but it was kind of like the bike polo event was about maybe 10% of all the things that we were doing, And so we would just, I'm pretty sure we rode across the whole city. Like it was like we were on the bike like for hours.
Yeah.
And at one point we went up to like past the university and we're in this park and just like grilling out and having fun. And that's where Alan taught me how to poke fight. But anyway,
Did
it
he
like
hurt, hang on, did he hurt
pouring.
you? Did he hurt you?
No, he taught me some cool things.
I've seen him tear
taught me
people
how to
apart.
flip people during a poke fight.
Yeah, I've seen him destroy people in the poke fighting ring.
So anyway, at this tournament, it's like it was like a fraction of a tournament, but we get to this park, and then all of a sudden it starts downpouring, so we all like rush into this like pavilion, and there was like I think there was like a Korean family get together or like some kind of meetup. So half of it was like this, like 50 people from overseas, and I don't know. I guess maybe they were also there too, like, and then first, second generation like people, immigrants. I know. I'm just
Okay.
What is going on right now?
Let's move beyond it.
And then the other half were like all these like crusty bike punks, and we're like all packed in this pavilion, and they get the tall bikes out for tall bike jousting.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And at this point, like we had literally killed like one of those huge things of buffalo trace at this point. Like me and my team, Corey is the bad influence. Polo Gray.
Sounds about right.
We killed this huge bottle of bourbon, and next thing you know, like they got me up on a tall bike, ready to
Lord.
joust.
All bad decisions are made with tall bikes and bourbon.
Yeah, that's really true.
So they put me up there, and I'm like, all right, I'm into this, and I go for it, and I like immediately fall over, and like I messed up my ankle so bad, it was really horrible. Anyway, like right after that, we all decide, hey, we have to go to the next stop because it's monstrosity, and there is no stopping, and it's like downpour. And my buddy Tyler, did you hear about this story?
I don't think so. I just heard that Clark lost a crank arm and pedaled the whole thing with one crank.
So we like go down one of the steepest hills in Cincinnati, and of course that whole town is like nothing but hills.
It's nuts. It's fucking crazy.
And it is like it's one of those downpours where it's like it literally feels like somebody's dumping a bucket over your head. And I see my buddy Tyler coming down. He's also from Lafayette, Tyler Sherman. And he's like going in front of me, and then all of a sudden he hits this invisible pothole because it's like hidden under the water.
Wow.
And his bike just like completely leaves from under him, and he keeps moving. And it's like there's so much water that he like is like sliding as if he was like going down one of those water park slides.
Oh my god!
And he's like kicking his legs up and stuff, and like he's just sliding for like it was probably a good like 200 feet, and he finally stopped himself by like slamming his arm down in the concrete.
Oh,
what the fuck?
Yeah, so like I like behind him, I'm like squeezing my brakes to try and stop and get him. And like he gets up and like we pick up his bike, and he is just gushing blood like all over the place.
Oh.
And I found like a spoke card there from somebody else who had crashed earlier. So we get down to the bottom, and we're like at this house, and it stops raining at that point, and it's like everybody's like talking about all the horrible injuries they've had like in that last like hour of trying to get to the place.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway, we get back to Elise's, and my buddy Tyler, he's like trained as like a surgeon tech. So he has like a whole field kit with him, and he gives himself stitches.
Oh gosh.
Wait, that wasn't the weekend that Emma from up in Michigan, was that the weekend that she got staples? I think that was at Three-Way. She like got stabbed with like an axle or something and had to get staples. But some fucking Polo medics, you know?
Dr. Polo, why didn't you step in?
Yeah, dude.
Take care of it.
Use your doctor powers to save people.
Not that kind of doctor.
Oh.
I'm thinking about writing a paper about this though.
About what?
You know, the whole monstrosity event.
Oh gosh. All right, so I got to ask this question because I mentioned the former Michigan duo at least once this thing. I mentioned Emma, which leads me to cardboard, which leads me to the question of, do you have a favorite trick goal because they're all about tricks.
Yeah, I'm not in the trick group. I think I love the bank shot. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, bank shots are good.
But
you don't have any like flair things, man. That's why you play
I'm
pickup.
I'm
is
not
to work on your
fancy like
flair. What the heck,
I-
dude? You gotta have something. What do you got other than a bank shot? Nothing else. You're not doing like tossing it up.
I can't even do a bank shot, so it's not
Oh.
my trick goal.
Oh man.
I have trouble doing wheelie shots. Like I don't think you understand. Like I'm not a tricky person.
Whatever. I guess you could just be super solid, fundamental player, which you are, and like just kill shit that way, and just kill them with your.
Yeah, I don't need to be like hopping around like a kangaroo to
Or you could get some style points.
I'm trying to practice hopping. Like I don't know. I ran into Chris Evans at your tournament, the Equinox, and he's like, "You just jump. You just jump."
It's really true. It's like leg, arm.
Yeah. I really need to practice.
All right. What kind of polo gear do you wear? Do you subscribe to the group with like face masks and like what's your like polo gear look like?
I got like a hockey helmet from when I played hockey.
Yeah.
I like it because like you can crash a lot and it'll still be okay.
I just landed on my head, but my helmet's fine.
Yeah.
So do you have a face cage? Do you rock?
No, I've been thinking about getting one. One thing that hasn't come up, but it probably should someday, is like, should polo players start wearing mouth guards? Is like, especially after Amy had that concussion, like right before our tournament started.
Yeah. In Equinox, she just like they were just playing a
was-
warm up
that was
game, and
bad.
she just cracked her head.
And I know that like having mouth guards is supposed to reduce concussions.
Yeah,
so.
and that's actually an interesting thing that I think we talked about that last week also. We were talking
Helmets of some form, yeah.
Yeah, because like I when I saw her crash at Equinox, like everybody the whole weekend was like, they got that. You see somebody hit their head,
Yeah.
and everybody is like, "Whoo!" And even I was like, I probably should start wearing a helmet all the time. But then, like when I think about it, I get the idea in my head, and like I feel like you might know more about this than I do, but most can like.
He is a doctor after all.
Yeah, you are. You're the doctor. Isn't it true that like most bike helmets are just to stop you from actually cracking your head open and not supposed to really prevent concussions?
I'm not sure. I mean, I've heard that probably on your show at one point.
Yeah. We're just out here throwing the hard facts around.
The legitimate, citable source right here.
Yeah, exactly.
The doctor said so.
Yeah, we have a doctor on the show, so
Right.
what anything we say is totally factual, and you can write your like papers on it. It's like
actually, I don't know that much about concussions. I think it is going to be kind of a problem. Actually, I was looking up whether anybody had published on bike polo before, like in scholarly journals.
Yeah, I was about to say you're taking the very scholarly route on the bike polo.
Well, so there was. I found one paper, and it was on characterizing the injuries that hardcore bike players have. I was like, this is so fitting.
Do you know who wrote that?
I could look it up. I can send you a link.
I mean, I feel like that's it's probably somebody that we know of or have heard of.
It'd have to be.
I don't think so. I think it was like it looked like a medical paper. Like they were characterizing like how many. Most of it was like wrist injuries. Like that's what they were saying.
Frank Hauser wrote it.
Yeah,
but
it had to
maybe
be.
that's crazy. Yeah, no, I don't know. That's really crazy because like you would think that you wouldn't find any actual like hard, credible material on bike polo because you look at there's like a couple of people that I can think of off the top of my head that are like super like analytical, like logical people.
Clark.
Yeah, like Clark. Party boy himself.
Love you, Clark.
It was like Clark probably wrote that paper.
He probably wrote
that.
did. Yeah.
That would be the ultimate troll. If Clark is actually a fucking super genius and it's the real Dr. Polo. No offense.
Oh my gosh. Like monstrosity, I remember he was just like reading a stack of
Oh my god.
the whole time.
They weren't even that. They were some like truck stop branded awfulness.
It's funny because on the front they're like super old. They're from like the 70s, and on the front it said they were $20.
Oh shit!
When they were like first
$20 in the 70s. Wow.
Dude, no, but you like think about like, would you pay $20 for like a sexy magazine?
Well, no, but that was
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's $20.
it's 40 years ago. I'm not sure.
Whatever. Fuck you, Paul. Anyway, that was like a really. You were there for that, right?
I was, yeah. Yeah.
That shit was pretty ridiculous.
It was.
It was like nonstop.
Rain.
It was just like, well, I wasn't there for all of that. I was just there for the porn. That was going around.
The Clark. Yeah.
Was anybody there yesterday for my 180 run into the wall? Off the
Oh my
joust?
God. I was making jokes that you had a stroke, which isn't funny, but like we're playing.
Were you on my
yesterday.
team?
No, I was on the other
I was
team.
with David and Ryan, right?
I scored the goal, and I didn't understand why it happened, and so we take off on a joust, and like me and David had like a weird joust, and I came out with the ball, and I looked at the goal, and there was nobody there, and I shot it, and you were leaned up against the wall that you had just taken off from, facing pretty much the other way, and I was like, "What the hell just happened, Willis?" And you're like, I couldn't not turn.
I could not turn.
I just
I took off on the joust and instantly went to the left and around back into the wall, front ways.
Dr.Polo cracking beers.
When you hear the sound of the can opening, turn the page.
No, but actually that does remind me of that Clark shit, because when he was reading the porn, it was like he was sitting in a chair, everyone else was sitting on the ground, and the way he was holding the book and like panning it,
Well, he had to show the pictures
he would
to
like
everyone.
he would like read it and then pan it, and it just reminded me of like
What was it? Children's
being
reading
in
time?
like elementary school and having a teacher like reading you like a weird
That's
fucking
just
book.
creepy.
It would, and that's why it was so weird, and I think why it stuck in my head so hard is just because he was like, and now Lacey takes 2 dicks and just like pans the book, and you're just like, what the fuck is going on right now?
It was like
Shuffle
surreal.
just
it
went
really
up
was.
to another level.
Yes, this is not the episode that you
I
listen
was like,
to in
all
front
right,
of your
what
children.
in your right mind like thought it was a good idea to like bring this here to like share with everybody by
But
orating it?
and I think that's one of the reasons why I love that tournament and like the tournaments that Cincinnati throws, is because they're fucking always crazy and they're always fun and like
I don't know how they get away with it. Like, I feel like
It's not legal.
no, and the
no, but I mean, like we've left mountains of beer cans at their court.
it's crazy,
Like,
and that's the thing is that like they have that always happens. They have constant noise complaints, and they're getting a new court, and we're in Columbus. We can't do shit. We can't get anything,
Yeah.
and so we're like looking at them, and we're like, God, how do you guys do it? You have all the fun, you just play good polo, and you get new stuff.
We need to have more fun, it sounds like.
Apparently, we
It's the
just
place to
Yeah,
be.
you're not having enough fun.
because we can't drink at our court because it's on OSU campus, and they want probably very badly to kick us out, you know, because I don't know, but
Yeah.
yeah, I do.
Well, you
love
know what's
playing
interesting
polo in
about
Cincinnati.
Lansing is like we actually starting this week we're going to switch to our indoor season.
Oh,
So we have access to.
I was actually about to ask you because you asked what we do in the wintertime.
We
And I
freeze.
was like, you're in Michigan. There's nothing you can do in the wintertime. So you said you have indoor courts?
Yeah, but it's kind of weird because it's actually within an MSU facility. So like we really only have access for like students or staff or faculty at Michigan State who can like come in. And it's not even like a hard court. It is like kind of like, you know, that like green grass that they make like fake putting ranges on?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. It's like 2 tennis courts that have like fake plastic grass on them. And that's play on during the winter.
Huh.
But they're warm.
That sounds pretty
Yeah,
cool,
at
actually.
least you're warm.
Heated.
You
And we get them for 2 hours a week, so
damn,
not bad.
That's better than what we got going on in the wintertime. We just have shovel parties.
Shovel parties and
The worst one is when you show up to the first shovel party of the year
And nobody
you
has
like
shovels.
and you bring all your polo shit with you, and you just like get there and nobody else has their polo shit, and you're like,
Yeah.
why the fuck did I even think that was gonna happen? I was like, there can't be that much snow on the court. Fuck that.
Well, we're the only ones. OSU doesn't even take care of the court. We take care of the court.
It's really true. They owe us big time. Fucking God. But all right. Let's
Where are we
see.
at in the questions?
All right, Paul's doing his eyeball thing, and that
Yeah.
reminds me of like when we were doing
When you were doing what?
the Thunderstruck, and he was like, drink.
So like it's really funny because that was like the last time that we like really hung out. All of us was at Equinox, and it was a fucking shit show. And I feel like we've been kind of trying to like dance around all the crazy shit that happened.
Yeah.
And like it's
Keep dancing.
It was fucking nuts.
I went home and went to sleep.
Yeah, Willis was sleeping. Everyone else
Yeah,
was
I think you made the right decision there.
Yeah, I'm guessing I did.
like. And when you look at it, it's like this is really the reason why we play polo until like 7:30 and 8:00.
Yeah,
Because
no,
if you stop playing polo anytime before that, like, fucking, it's a calamity. It's like a whole fucking.
Oh yeah.
I
No
heard-
contingency
I heard Paul
plan.
had to buy a brand new bathroom set for somebody.
It was a
I think
group
that
effort.
was both of the
yeah, I
guests.
had to chip in on that too.
Yeah, but
It
yeah,
was
no,
more than a
Paul-
one-man
Paul,
job.
you're a eye weird.
Well, the
shit
funny
that
thing
you had
is, I
going on.
started doing that because I thought it was funny, and then I just kept doing it.
It's like a nervous
Yeah,
twitch.
all
so
night.
for Willis, what happened
Paul
was
had a stroke.
no. So for Willis, what happened was we go and we're hanging out there and we're waiting for everybody else to kind of like trickle in. We're hanging out at Natalie's house, and they're playing. Actually, I played too. We're playing Thunderstruck, and like anytime it gets to Paul, he would just kick his beer back and open his eyes as wide as possible, and would just stare like just at somebody with his eyes
I'd pick somebody.
Dude, like stare
Open-
at the beer can.
open as fuck. And he did that for like the 3 games they played Thunderstruck. And I think
Oh.
2 of the times you got stuck with like long drinking parts.
Yeah.
And you were just sitting there with your eyes open. And then like an hour later, I like would look at you and be like, Paul, your eyes are like blood red. And I was like, what is wrong? Are you like, what is going on with you? And you're just like, "It's from me open my eyes too wide. Just
Well,
leave-
yeah, it was
just leaving them open.
too much eye-opening that night.
There was just so much weird shit that happened. My personal favorite moment from that night was being in the bathroom with you guys.
What? Wait, what?
So I don't want to. You guys can tell that part
Well,
if you
we
want to, but
we went into Natalie's bathroom and it was really dirty, so we decided to do the nice thing
And
and clean
clean
the
it
whole
up.
place up.
Seriously?
that's a good way to put it.
That's how it happened.
We're great friends.
You really are. And I go in there because I had to pee, and I just decided to hang out. And she had an Etch-a-Sketch above her on the
I
tank of her
knew it
toilet.
was you. I knew it was
Dude,
you.
I was sitting there and just showed it to you. that was when we were yelling out the window at everybody in the in the backyard. And I sat there while you guys were, be doing the honorable thing of cleaning Natalie's bathroom for her.
Right.
And I just decided to, leave a little note because the note that was on there was blood moon, blood shits. And I was like, well, this is obviously like current events, so you can remember what happened last in the bathroom because the blood moon had just happened. And I just decided to write, and I was kind of drunk, and I just wrote Polo Puke City. and then I proceeded to show. Actually, I didn't show it off. I just left it up there. And and the next day there was like Natalie had posted a photo and just said, "Who the fuck did this?" And I was like, "Well, it was me," and it was fucking hilarious. But
It was great.
that was a pretty. You don't remember yelling at people in the backyard out the window?
Vaguely, yeah.
I was doing a newscast of what was happening in the bathroom for everybody. Doot. This just in. Paul and Kaleb were in the
Dropping
bathroom.
deuces.
Just cleaning.
But that might be one of my favorite polo nights. But
You mean days?
yeah, because
Who
it was
knows
like
what that
it was
was.
like 4:00. I left that polo party at 10:30.
Yeah.
That was at 4:00.
What? What do you mean?
Paul's
No.
like, holy shit.
Yeah, no,
It was dark out.
no, that's not, no.
Alright,
It was
I was texting Jose the whole time, and it was like ridiculous.
it was 9:00 when all the crazy.
because it was like looking at this text message, I was like, "Wow, this like perfectly sums up that day or night."
But yeah, because all the crazy shit with you guys started happening at like 9:30, and that was when like
Mhm.
I was like, I'm feeling like I've had a few beers
It
for
was just
sure.
a wet, rainy day.
And then I
with
just
no
like looked at
polo.
my phone and I was like, holy fuck, it's like 8:30. Like, how? What do you mean it's 8:30? This is when you look at it and you're like, oh, it's midnight. I should go home. And you're like,
No, it's
I
dinner
can't
time.
leave yet. It's 8:00.
It's dinner time.
Like, man. And
All right,
just
at
kept rolling.
8:30, Jose asked me, "Are you really hammered already?" And I said, "I can't remember the last time I was this drunk."
Oh my god.
And then I say it was probably in Indy when I bought bourbon. I couldn't put my shoes back on.
Because like I know
Oh my
I know
gosh.
it like at probably like 9 or 10 or probably like I think it was 10:00. Everyone was talking about going to go dancing and stuff, and I And I'm pretty sure, didn't you just slept on the couch?
No, we ordered pizza and like had a great time, like chilling out. It was cool.
Yeah. There were some people that I think tried to go to the bar to dance. I think it was Thomas and Elise. They like tried to go to the bar and they turned around and came back. They're like, I can't do it.
All right, we got to investigate this, but I think that might have been a night that Tom,
Partied too hard.
I
don't believe that. That's not a thing.
I don't
that
believe
can
it
happen.
either. But I think there's rumor that he did. And if that's true, that means that 3 Thunderstrucks will even take out Tom.
I'm sure he would dispute that, but like that's interesting to think about because.
Well, he doesn't remember what actually happened. So,
damn.
We'll forever
because
be
I
putting
remember
the pieces together.
that when he walked in the door, he was the reason why Thunderstruck happened. Because he came in, sat down, and was just like, and then it was over, and that was when the night.
I got a question for you all. Do you ever wake up at 4 a.m. to Thunderstruck?
What the fuck are you talking about?
I'll wake up in the middle of the night, and that song will be in my head.
No, those are night terrors.
You are hardwired for party.
I wake up every morning at 4 o'clock, but I'm on my way to work.
Yeah, dude, you are hardwired to party.
It is messed up. It's
yeah.
It's happened a couple times where I wake up in the middle of the night and that song is just beating in my head.
You just run to the fridge and it's like, oh, I can't let it go unplayed.
Dun, dun, boom.
Just pound a whole beer at 4 a.m. You just have your nightstand is just a mini fridge with a lamp on it. Just oh, it's go
For
time.
those Thunderstruck.
Man, that is the ultimate alarm clock. We got to build that. All right, we're gonna build that and bring it to all the tournaments.
New product for Fixcraft to sell. It's just a Thunderstruck fridge. It has a built-in speaker system, and it has a lamp that's built in, so it only takes up one socket.
And a CD that is stuck in the CD of just Thunderstruck.
Yeah, it only
put
plays
anything else
Thunderstruck.
in it. That's all that's it.
That sounds ridiculous, but honestly, that would work.
It would sell.
We'd use it.
That would be pretty
we
great.
could sell that. That could be a Polo fundraiser right there.
Cincinnati would buy one.
Oh, for sure.
That's
No, they'd
done.
all have them.
No,
Sales
every
closed.
player would have
Yeah,
one.
they would be at one at every house because the party is always at somebody different. Sometimes it's at AJ's house or Elise's house or whatever. So they would all have to buy one.
Also, Willis, you got to get a foosball table down in this basement.
Oh, I know. Actually,
that would be awesome.
I'd actually prefer bubble hockey.
Oh fuck!
Me
if we
and
could play bubble
cardboard
hockey, I
have
would
a
die.
love of bubble hockey.
Dude, I love
Yeah.
bubble
But
hockey.
I've never seen a bubble hockey table in Columbus.
There used to be one at Urban Outfitters before.
Oh no shit!
When I was really young, I went in.
They
there
would
once,
have one.
and it was oh my god, this is fucking amazing.
I would love bubble hockey.
Gotta find one.
Yeah, we need to talk to.
How
some,
are we on the
some
questions?
bars
Where we
and
at?
stuff. We're almost done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's really anything else. I think we got it all, and this took most of our time.
Pretty much wrapped up everything.
Yeah, what is it? What's your? Well, we already kind of talked about this, but your play style. You'd consider yourself strong fundamental player. You don't do any tricks.
Right. What I call my play style is unprofessional bike polo.
I like that. I like that. Oh, yeah, we got 2 more or 3 more, really, really quick ones. What is your favorite city to play polo in?
Ooh.
Because
Oh
you're
my
pretty
gosh.
well traveled.
I guess for this region, but I don't know. That's a tough one. So first off, let me say that I love Indy and I love the players, and I used to go down there every weekend.
Yeah.
But I would say my most favorite club to visit is Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Sorry, Columbus.
That's a pretty good answer.
I mean, they know how to party, and I love their mentality.
I don't know. You just said that the last time you were this drunk was here. Was when you were smashing it in Natalie's house. So,
Oh yeah. Well, that didn't end well, did it?
I mean, somebody's bathroom got cleaned. So that sounds like a pretty good pretty good
got a
night to me.
renovation. I mean, that's a good way to.
Okay. Who would be on your polo dream team?
I actually didn't think about this one too much.
'Cause
But
I don't even know if that's on the list that I sent you.
I was thinking about I would really love to play with Tiffany someday. I love watching her play and her style. It's just and also Taco Tony. I really look up to him. I think he's got such a cool
It's actually
style
really
of
funny
it.
because I played against Tony on a team with Tiff for like an Instamix team at Slady Hawkins, and it was a pretty interesting game. But
Yeah.
no, playing with her is actually a ton of fun. So you should probably hit her up.
So I think I would try and that would be so cool to play with those two. Like I probably should tell him. Maybe we could make it happen.
Yeah, you
but
probably should. That's the thing, Shuffle, making Polo dream teams come true.
All your dreams come true.
Yeah. And then the last one is how do you feel about the rules?
We
Uh-oh.
No.
Did we lose him? Oh, no. Super buffer.
And-
Oh, wait.
Hey,
hang on.
okay.
Hang on.
Start
wait.
over again.
You got
You
start
froze.
over. You got frozen.
Oh, sorry. So we played. Our club recently posted that video from 2013 of like the worst crashes that Mr. Dude
Yeah.
put together, and I have to say it's actually quite brilliant what he did because it kind of like forced the issue that we need to play like cleaner polo, and so actually I kind of like the rules. I think. You know how I play. Like I can be a goon sometimes. Like
Yeah, I remember
I don't always follow the
we had a
rules.
game that was pretty heated at NAs. There was some physical stuff in that game between the Kalebs.
And that happens every once in a while. But I think the rules have made it a lot safer, which one saves me money because my bike's not broken all the time.
Yeah.
And two lets me play more polo because I'm not broken all the time. And I think they're good. I like the crease rule actually.
So do I.
I know a lot of people don't like it because like that's how they got goals.
Damn.
But it's really annoying to try and play goalie and have somebody come and just mess with you and like especially during NAs. Like I played a lot of goalie, like probably some of the most goalie I've ever played. And I don't know. I think it was a smart move, and also, So actually, one of the things I was going to say, and you can like quote me for this, but I think one of the next rules that we try and like push is
2-point arc. I'm still pushing it. It's been a couple of since I've talked about it. 2-point arc.
I think, and I've heard other clubs that do this, but when you win the joust, you should like pull it towards you rather than like push it out of you.
That's interesting.
Because I got ninja balled really hard by Matt Bobble.
Oh, I saw that. I saw that crash. You were straight up in the air, like your bike was straight up and down.
Yeah, I had a bruise literally like a foot and a half long along my leg. And you can check out my Instagram, Kaleb True, for images.
Whoa.
Wow. Thirsty for likes and follows.
Be sure to double tap on all the photos.
Always swipe right, especially when you're looking at a picture of Dr.Polo.
But like that was a bad crash, and like I'm not blaming him. Like he was totally within the means. I got ninja balled, and that's all that can happen. But other incidents like that have happened, and I think it'd probably prevent some injuries if we.
Yeah, I'm gonna play the bad guy really fast, and I'm gonna say why I don't think that would work out so well. If you're jousting with somebody and you win the ball by playing it backwards, isn't the other person already going in that direction? Kind of
passing it to
Doesn't
the
that
other
kind of
team.
just, you're like, here, have my ball.
No, he's not talking about passing it back. He's like, instead of going forward, just bringing it in to you, into your.
Because you know how like some people like go for it and then they just like push it forward.
Yeah.
Well, when they push it forward, it like if the other player's lagging in time, like it will go straight into their back right wheel.
That's true.
And like, I think the point of the joust is actually to gain control of the ball, right?
Yeah,
so if we can have somebody like pull it towards them rather than like push it into the next player,
yeah,
it would be good.
I can see that. I thought you meant play it backwards
That's what I thought.
into your backfield, and I was like, dude, that's just not playing the joust at all, And so that does make sense, and I get that. I usually, when I joust, unless I'm super late and we're getting there at the same time, or like whatever. Usually I try to play.
So you usually win then.
If
Huh?
I don't win every time.
I'm pretty quick off the joust. It's just what I'm saying. But usually I try to play for control and not for, like a 50-50 ball or something. But I do see that being a problem, and like crashes off the joust are usually like some of the worst.
Oh yeah.
Like I've seen some pretty bad joust crashes.
Did you hear it when Megan like broke her tooth from Indy?
No, I didn't.
It was like
But
the
it sounds
first.
awful.
Yeah, it sounds bad.
Yeah, she was like playing in the state championship. It was like one of the first games of the day, and her parents had just showed up.
Oh God.
to
Oh,
watch the
brother.
first
Don't bring your parents
witness
to polo.
polo
It'll
match.
Be the death of you.
And her and Betsy like just like collided, and she like broke her tooth in half. She had a big like gap tooth smile afterwards. But she was awesome. I think we need more polo players like her because, like, she started about the same time I did. A bunch of the people in Bloomington did, and then now they're all moved to Indy.
Nice.
Um,
Yeah, their club is a ton of fun. I love going to Indianapolis to play polo.
oh,
I enjoy it as well.
It's pretty good.
I feel like I'm kind of like an honorary member because I used to go down there like every weekend when I was living in.
Yeah, I don't think that's true. When I go there, I never hear your name. So.
Well, you're talking to the wrong people.
Just saying. But yeah.
Dr. Polo, do you got a Willis tip for Willis?
Willis says, make me a better polo player.
Let's see. I don't know. I was thinking about this.
Were you?
Yeah, I think. Are you wearing pads? Like
I don't wear any pads. I wear a helmet. That's it. And gloves.
He's more of a tampon guy.
The Hot Honey Biscuits put out this article a while ago of like tips for bike polo players, and maybe that's where you should start. You should read that.
Well, what do they have to say?
Well,
You should just get a how-to book for polo.
They're an awesome team. So I think one of the things they recommended, and I totally agree with, is like pad up, because what tends to happen is like it doesn't mean you're going to fall less or anything like that, but your time to recovery and like how quick you can get back into the game is really shortened.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
and
I read that
I
article.
started wearing pads after I read that, and I have to say, like, I feel way better. And like this weekend, we had friendlies at Lansing, so we got like all of Lansing bike polo to come, including Jenny from Davis, who is actually from this area originally. And I landed on my elbow and I didn't have my pad on, and now I'm pretty sure like
You're a little bruised up there, bub.
I put there's like fractures of bone that I can feel moving around in there.
Oh.
Jeez, doctor.
That's not
Should give
cool.
yourself an X-ray.
That's one of my deepest fears, actually, like to figure out all the things that have gone wrong with me in the past like 5 years since I started playing. There's a lot of injuries, and I think like wearing the pads as part of that is like you avoid injuries and you also like bounce back a lot faster.
Good tip.
Yeah, pad up.
I do like it.
Yeah.
Pad up. And avoid concussions. I think that's another.
Yeah, that's good.
They're
Soft.
never,
You got
they're never
a
fun.
hard skulled, mushy brain. It's probably not good. Anyway, I did want to say one last thing before we like wrap this thing up. Is that I want one of those new Fixed Craft jackets.
I do
and
too.
I want it really bad.
Oh God, those are sweet looking.
I bet
Like-
they'd look really good on you guys.
I know.
It is getting to be winter.
It's
our polo, our tournament season is slowing down. We're going to be in the studio a hell of a lot more. It's getting colder out.
The studio's frigid.
Yeah, it's in the basement. It's cold.
It's not cold down here.
No, it's really not. But
We
I
all
honestly think that you would all look and be able to do this podcast a lot better if you had some high quality polo jackets.
I think that's true.
I would agree.
And I think the only thing that would make them better is if they said the shuffle on them, which I would be willing to put on there myself.
Oh yeah, so would I.
I do have a Sharpie. I'll
Well, no, I'm talking. I would take it and get
Stitch
it
it.
like embroidered and get it done
because
real
it has
nice.
it has the Fixed Crafts
Yeah.
logo on the
And I'd
left.
get it on top.
You
in
can get
a
it right
curve.
over top. The shuffle
Hmm.
polo cast.
And it would say
Oh.
shuffle polo.
roadie jackets, if you will.
Sorry, I had one last story before we all close out.
All right, you want to do it quick?
Do it.
Yeah, I can do it quick.
All right, let's do it.
It's about my first tournament ever.
Yeah. What you got?
So it was down in Louisville, Boondoggle.
Oh no!
And, like,
Oh, the boondoggle.
Jesus Christ!
Have you heard about this one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
So we get there, and like again, I was like on my crappy commuter, um, but we were getting killed the whole time. We meet at this park. It's like a tennis court, and then the city officials come up and they're like, "You guys didn't sign up for a tournament here. Like, what are you doing?" They're like, "Yeah, we signed up for a tennis tournament." So
Oh my god.
like we're not buying it at all. So they kicked everybody off the court, the park court. And so they packed the wood in, and we all like rode over to this parking garage that had like 3 levels. And it was crazy because like essentially the tournament was composed of like the winners bracket on the top level,
Oh, that's so cool.
the like your losers bracket on the bottom level or the middle level, and then like the lowest teams on the very bottom level. And it was like the perfect size where you could like fit all the courts on each of them.
That's awesome.
That's
But what was hilarious was like we had on the top court where the winners were supposed to play, there was a car parked there.
Oh no.
And so a bunch of polo players like picked up the car and shifted it so that it was like against the wall.
Oh,
that is awesome. I'd love to see.
And then
a
they like
picture of
built
that.
the boards like all around it so that it wouldn't go in.
I'm just
It was
picturing.
like one of the jankiest places I've ever seen polo played. Like there was rusted pipes like everywhere. There was glass. There was pillars hanging out in the middle of the thing.
That's awesome.
And there was no bathroom. So literally the stairs were like flowing yellow piss.
Oh my
all
God.
down them.
That's one of the things that is really interesting about polo
DIY.
is that you just everyone's just taking pisses everywhere.
everyone's nasty.
Everyone.
And like this is like the beginning of like legitimate polo, like the first company. So everybody was like playing on whatever they could find, and like it was just crazy to watch all these teams. Anyway, so we were like playing there, and pretty soon the owner of the car comes back.
Oh.
Oh,
Dude, you parked me in. Come on, seriously.
So they have to like move all the boards for him, and then he like doesn't say a thing, and then drives out of there.
I just
It's,
wonder
like,
what you would do
completely quiet.
if you walk up and your car is not where you parked it. It's like moved in some kind of way. Just be like,
It's like 90 degrees from where it was when you left it.
just like,
oh my gosh.
what the fuck?
They didn't ask anything. They just went with
They
it.
just left.
They're like, sure, whatever, that works.
And sure enough, like 15 minutes later, the police come up,
Oh,
and the guy like comes on with his sirens like full blast, and he's like, "If anybody's here in 5 minutes, I'm arresting them."
So back to the
And,
tennis
like,
courts.
I couldn't believe, I couldn't believe how quickly they packed up everything. Like it was just like, boom, like all the boards slid back into the car. Like everybody got on their bikes with all their gear, and like everybody started riding out.
huh.
It was like rats just like dissipating everywhere,
That's crazy. I almost got arrested once for playing polo on a parking garage.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't fuck with that here. We tried. It's
Well, so like Louisville apparently like knew the guy who owned the parking garage, so I don't know like what the big deal was, but I'm guessing because they moved the car, it was probably like,
oh yeah,
who's gonna call? Probably that guy.
some
Yeah,
some Grand Theft Auto shit going on. It's like you stole it, you picked it up and moved it, you stole it.
So anyway, like after that, and this was probably like, I think it was 2010, maybe 2011, but anyway, so it's like, well, what do we do now? Because at that point, they were like semifinals. Like, the tournament was almost over. So they go back to the park that they got kicked out of earlier.
Oh shit.
They like set up the boards for the finals, and then they're like playing into the dark.
Oh my god.
And it was like ridiculous.
we will find a way.
Wow.
It's
Yeah.
really true. Like we'll
And that was
make
like
it
my
happen.
first. That was like my first taste of what a polo tournament was like.
That sounds like a pretty interesting like first tournament because
Yeah,
mine was
it was
pretty
like
straightforward.
Running from the police.
Yeah, it's got it all.
Loads of piss everywhere. By the way, I want to make a comment about like NAs. That's like the first time I've seen a porta potty completely full.
Yeah, I know. I
Oh, you
was
were at Midwest.
I was about to open the door and somebody
Almost.
told me not to, and I'm still kind of kicking myself that I didn't at least look.
No, you made the right decision. That is by far the most disgusting thing I have ever seen in my entire life.
When Columbus held Midwest, I think it was 4 years ago now. They had, I think, 2 porta johns that they had brought in, And by the end of the first day, Jay Brown was using his van as a shuttle to his apartment for bathroom, for potty breaks. They completely filled him like within a day's time. The next 2 days, Jay Brown.
That's a lot of poop. That's a lot of
Jay
poop.
Brown would just pull up, stick his head out. Who needs to go to the bathroom? People just pile into his space van, and off they go.
That's funny.
Wow.
Well,
Well, on that note,
yeah, exactly.
On that note, if you have Polo products and you want them tested, please contact the Shuffle. We will test the hell out of
I'm
that
really
stuff.
great at testing cold weather gear. It's actually
Cold weather
what
gear.
I'm the best at.
Yep.
Um,
Specifically jackets.
and my favorite like pattern to go on my clothes.
Camo?
Is- How did you know?
You got to blend
I
in.
know you so well.
God, Willis, it's
Gotta
like you're
blend
it's
in.
like you're in my head.
I know.
But yeah, okay, so we want emails. We want you to like interact with us. We're super into that. I'm gonna try to post this episode a lot. We're gonna be a lot more aggressive when I post this episode. Or when somebody posts this episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, where can they reach us if not commenting on this video?
The Shuffle Polo Cast at
Nice.
gmail.com.
Sweet.
Heck yeah.
What about
On
got-
Twitter, you can find us at the Shuffler 614,
they're also on Instagram.
and on Instagram at the Shuffle Polo Cast.
I'm okay. I'm
And
cool
if
with that.
anyone's mildly interested in Dr. Polo, where can they reach him?
Kaleb True at every single effing social media thing there is.
That's
That
a
is
really long name.
thing, man. Wow.
You should know what? You should change it to
Dr.
Dr. Polo. That's way shorter. That's way
Kaleb True, Dr. Polo. All right.
Yeah, you should change
Just
it.
change it to at Dr. Polo.
If you don't, I'm gonna hack into all your shit and change it for you.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, thanks, dude. Thanks
Caleb,
for coming
man,
in.
thanks for taking the time, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. You guys are awesome. I love
Thank
you
you.
all.
You're awesome.
Keep slaying.